Deep in the bowels of Installation 00, a fragment of mendicant bias, the Forerunner AI entombed for his treachery during the Forerunner Flood War, escapes their containment onto a dormant Keyship, the Anodyne Spirit. Mendicant activates the Keyship and escapes the Ark, intending to head for Earth, where it will oversee humanity's path to reclaiming the mantle of responsibility. However, an unknown complication during the flight caused Mendicant to lose control of the vessel, and it instead crash-landed on Janja Quam, the homeworld of the Sanshayum. The impact from its awesome crash landing disabled the vessel and created an immense impact crater that would later be filled in by the surrounding ocean, creating the sea known as the Great Apophthia. Early in the Sanshayum's history, sometime prior to the 22nd century BCE, the Keyship was discovered and unearthed by the planet's inhabitants, who subsequently began to worship it, treating the immense Keyship, what they called the Dreadnought, as a holy temple to their gods, the Forerunners. However, over time, a schism would develop in Sanshayum society. The majority of Sanshayum society, known as the Stoics, forbade tampering with Forerunner technology, viewing it as desecration. However, a minority group, the Reformists, believed the path forward for the Sanshayum was to enter the Dreadnought and extract its secrets in order to improve their own technology. Finally, in 2200 BCE, their schism broke out into open warfare. Known in the Covenant's historical record as the War of Wills, the conflict would last for a century. Eventually, at the climax of the planetary war, a group of 1,000 reformists stormed the Dreadnought and seized control of it, boarding themselves up inside and using the captured Forerunner arsenal inside to gain an upper hand over the Stoics. As the Stoics were unwilling to damage such a holy site, the two factions were driven to a stalemate. Eventually, to the surprise of the Stoics, the Reformists found a way to reignite the Keyship's long-dormant engines, and they departed Janja Quam, blowing a huge chunk out of the planet's surface in the process. The Stoics allowed them to leave, still unwilling to fire upon such a sacred vessel, but banishing the Reformists into permanent exile. Ultimately, the Reformists were victorious, but this came at a high price. Only 1,000 Reformists were left, far too few to sustain a viable population, forcing them to enforce a selective breeding program known as the Roll of Celibates. Before leaving for good, the Reformists investigated several nearby installations within the Sanshayum's home system, where they discovered the first Hurugok. The Reformists would then depart the home system, never to return, wandering the stars for hundreds of years alone in their dreadnought.